Dare I say it, straight off the bat. All right, see how we go. First time ever. First time ever. All right, so just make sure, I'll just make sure. Oh, there we go. Perfect, perfect. All right. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen across to the Zoom. I'm going to share my screen across to the Zoom. Make sure that this is all tracking correctly, which it looks like it is. Now, I'm just checking. Can you guys see in the actual Zoom, as in the Zoom, can you see the charts that are coming up? They should be perfect. Right, so here's my little chat function. Can now, Giz, perfect. Okay, brilliant. Just give me 1 second, guys, to grab a microphone. Just hold on 1 sec. Okay, all right. So, guys and girls, we are good to rock and roll. Now, for those of you who are not aware, you might have just logged into the live trading room. As I'm doing a test fire today of the Zoom live broadcasting to YouTube. Now, again, I'm testing it, guys. I'm testing it. We'll see how it rock and rolls. I'm currently just doing the test, so we can't. if it all turns to clag, that's okay. It all turns to clag. So, guys and girls, welcome to the European Open Live Trading Room. Now I'm going to run through these charts for you. We have a fair bit to do today. So welcome everybody. Hope you're fantastic. Just as a little FYI, if I can, a little FYI, Akito has gone short on these static bar reversals here off these green 4-hour Fibonacci's there, guys. So she's up about $100 US for today. So halfway to her KPI, which I do think is really, really exciting. Today, as I do think it's going to be bumpy. As I do think we're going to take off pretty quick. And I do think ultimately, it's actually going to be a lot of fun. There is no doubt about that. So, guys, let's start by building our charts. Just double checking. Oh, Cole's already gone short on that one as well. Well done. You guys are hilarious. Hello, Andy. How are you? I hope you're fantastic. I hope the UK is going well. So, guys, let's start on the S&P 500 because that is going to be by far the simplest today. So, what I'm going to do is let me go full screen on the S&P 500. What I want to do is immediately draw your attention firstly to the fact that the buyers on the NASDAQ, guys, which we'll get to in a second, the buyers on the NASDAQ are a lot more enthusiastic than they are on the S&P 500. Now, what do I mean by that? As at this point in time, I want to highlight this green Fibonacci running through the chart there. So straight off the 4-hour chart, they've basically cruised back through to the 4-hour 50 fib. This is a very, very sort of decisive point for the S&P 500 today. What does it ultimately mean? If we start buying above the 50 fib of the day, so this is kind of like a congestion zone, if you will, on the S&P 500. So again, if the S&P 500 decides it wants to buy above this zone today, then we could see a little bit of buying. Mind you, they got absolutely drilled. Guys, last time they got a little bit higher. Now, the first thing I want to suggest for the American-based traders, if I can, Guys, the buyers are not as keen on the S&P 500 as they are on the NASDAQ, right? So let's have a look at the larger charts. We only need to go to the daily chart, guys, to work out a couple of things that are going up on this chart. First and foremost, guys, as we always do, guys, we obviously had a big purple gap. Guys, big purple gap. That's been closed. Guys, that's been closed. So that one is no longer an issue. What I do want you to do, ladies and gents, is I do want you, please, to put a Fibonacci over that daily candle, because you'll probably find, unless the S&P 500 wants to absolutely bolt to the high side, create brand new highs and all this kind of stuff, as it is highly likely we're going to push back up this daily candle. We're going to get to a key Fibonacci level, which are the green ones behind, guys. I wouldn't be surprised if the S&P gets to the 61.8. Which is 64.39. So I wouldn't be surprised if they get there, basically fail, turn around and set up a really, really nice little short. Okay, now down on the 4-hour charts, as this is the gap that we were talking about closing. So that gap is obviously clearly closed. What we've got to keep an eye on today, guys, is if we do buy back up to that daily blue Fibonacci extension there. Right, so if we do hit the price level basically 6444, screwed it up, basically 6442. If we hit 6442, that is a really, really lovely failure point, but I do think it's probably going to be a Fibonacci retracement that we fail at, right? So all I've done, guys, is, again, if you're going to draw your Fibonaccis, please make sure you draw them down to catch them on the way up, because they're ultimately not palindromic, as you guys are fully aware. Now, coming down to our 60-minute chart, guys, at this stage, we're 3 phases long on the 60-minute chart, so I am expecting these guys to sell down. Ironically, I'm expecting us to sell down because Europe has got a really, really lovely gap to close to the downside, right? So we'll get to Europe in a second. Suffice to say, I think we're going to sell down first. I think it's going to be really good fun. As in, if we do that, FDAX in particular, you guys are setting up absolutely incredible shorts off the 50 fib of the day, guys. Even as we come into the session now, there's really, really lovely short setting up. Now down to the 15-minute chart, guys. So down to the micro level chart. Again, hi, Lockie. G'day, Jurgen. How are you? Hope you're Jurgen. I'll probably get that right at some point. Tio, yeah, you're exactly right. Tio, how are you? Hope you're fantastic. Now, for those that are not aware, guys, I'm doing a test fire, guys. Test fire today as a YouTube live stream. So I'm doing that just to check technology and similar things. So if the whole thing just turns to clag, then you guys will just focus on the trading. Guys, focus on the trading. Now, the 15-minute chart, guys have got an absolutely beautiful sell signal that complements that 15-minute chart static bar reversal. So you've got a 15-minute chart SPR, then you've got a higher high, then it's come through. And so I'm thinking we're probably going down a little bit, but I don't think we're going to go down that far. Now, unless of course the Europeans decide they're going to thunder down. Now, when we here, guys, about 5 minutes ago, we put this little rectangle on. I'll just move it off to the side, so it's slightly over here. Can everybody see we're testing these Fibonacci's perfectly? So some of you, young Becks of the world, young Gregs of the world, you may already be short, guys, under that static bar reversal. If you are, guys, you want to try and hold that. To see what the European Open does. Okay, which is good fun. There's no question about that. Now, cruising across, I have used the word sexy here, guys. So if you do get offended by the word sexy, please do block your ears. Okay, now, first and foremost, as if we do get a sell down, so down the bottom of the chart here on the NASDAQ, if we do get a sell down, guys, around about the 23460 mark, 23460, that's a big sell down, guys. That's a big sell down. But if we do that, guys and girls, we're going to pick up a very, very sexy buy signal. Okay, now, so 23460, just to highlight where that is, 23460 is all the way down here, We would need, so I'm targeting that 240 open, guys, over there on the left-hand side. We would need a significant sell down, Guys, do I think it's going to happen today? Probably not, but keep an eye on that number, guys, particularly tomorrow, guys. Keep an eye on that number as we lead into some high impact US news. Right now, a couple of things about the NQ, guys. As we know, the S&P 500 is not as enthusiastic about buying. NASDAQ is at its 78.6. So you see these beautiful green Fibonacci's here. Okay, so that's where it's sitting at the moment from the 4-hour chart. Interesting point, guys. S&P's at the 50. These guys are at the evil twins. Ultimately, what does that mean, guys? We could get the NASDAQ trying to push to the high side here, right? So we could get up around these green Fibonacci's to the high side here. So magic number goes 23568. If we were to buy on the NASDAQ really early, guys, if we were to buy early, particularly if we buy early on the European markets and then they basically fade out of that buy, as we're actually looking for long range shorts. For the NASI, and what have we got? We've got around about, say, 18 minutes until the gun goes, which is good fun. As for the NASI traders, a couple of little notes if I can. If we get up around the rectangle here, guys, there's going to be a little bit of to and fro in the rectangle. Ideally, it'd be a beautiful reversal, guys, setting up underneath the R1 here. We've also got the all-time high, guys. That's the highest we've ever been, is up the top of the chart here. So you can see that the NASDAQ is probably exhausted to the high side, whereas everybody else is probably a little bit enthusiastic about buying. So for the NASDAQ traders today, we're going to keep a very, very close eye on the all-time high, the R1, and also these little green Fibonacci's here. It would be incredible, guys, if we picked up literally a lovely buyers come through, tag the R1, fail badly, then we pick a short up, guys, underneath the 88.6 fib. It goes around about the 567 mark. That would be really, really good fun. There's a couple of things going on though that we've got to be acutely aware of. As if we do hold above 23,500, so guys, an absolutely magic number on the NASDAQ, 23,500. We're currently above that, guys. Now, what the algos online are suggesting, guys, and the Fibonacci is suggesting, is if we can hold above 23,500, okay, we're going to go to 23,560. Hey, presto, there's a 150 Fibonacci just here. So if we hold above, we're going to pick up little buy signals, guys, so little impulse little buy signals. If we turn around, guys, and sell down initially and basically fail around the 50 fib of the day, we could actually go long, to 23,600 and 24,642. Now, they are way beyond, guys, they are way beyond the all-time high, but that's what some of the higher Fibonacci levels are suggesting us. Okay, now, one thing to keep into sort of in consideration, I suppose, is that we love the 4-hour chart. At this point in time, these guys are 2 candles into a 4-hour long. They've got 1 candle to go, right? So what that ultimately means is unless Europe decides to absolutely plummet, and it's kind of on a bit of a knife edge at this point in time, I'll show you that in a sec. As if Europe decides to plummet, that'll be brilliant. If Europe doesn't plummet, if they decide to buy really, really quickly, NASDAQ traders, we're looking for R1 reversals at this point in time. Okay, but we'll have this on the chart ready to rock and roll. Guys, we know about this, we know about that. So we'll stack these down the bottom. So they're ready to rock and roll. For those people that love pre-market trades, so Akito has already traded these static bar reversals just here, and that's already gone to profit, which is good fun. Flip side being is as buyers now in the stair step, so we might be resetting these SPRs. At this point in time, I'd look for the European Open to push up first, post turn around and then come back down the other way is what I would ultimately be gunning for. Now, guys, big boys and girls down the bottom, if you don't mind that. Okay, both European markets, guys, have opened in 4-hour longs. This is really important, guys, because this is ultimately the nemesis, dare I say it, for our FDAX traders. The FDAX, guys, let me just double check that. Okay, we have charts in conflict. All right, this is really exciting. The FDAX, guys, which is the enemy to everything we do, has actually not opened in a 4-hour reversal long. Guys, so they're going to want to go short. Okay, now if the FDAX was to buy, guys, anywhere near 5381, that's the pre-top. Okay, brilliant. If we were to buy anywhere near 5381, that is an old SPR short, okay, from the 4-hour chart. So again, I think the FDAX is probably going to go down, guys, and I'll tell you why. If the FDAX is opened in a 4-hour long, okay, there's absolutely no question about that, but it's not supported by the FDAX. Right, that's why we do these pre-market checks. So I would suggest, if the FDAX is to buy early, Guys, buy early and fail quickly if that was to fade out. I think we're looking for long range shorts. There is no question about that. Okay, so we've marked that one up. I can get rid of that because we now know we've got charts in conflict. Now, yesterday, guys, had a really, really big sell down in Europe. Basically, everyone out there in the world is saying it was fueled by the Donald Trump tariff. Generally, that's because they just don't like Donald Trump. However, guys, if you were to analyze the charts in detail, not only were we in a 4-hour short, but we're also in a daily short. So the technical traders, be they love Trump or hate Trump, sent the market short and for very, very good reason. Okay, now, that being said, volume, guys, as we roll in, so S&P volume was 29,000. So leading up to 29,000. So we've got quiet volume, guys, quiet volume, but we also only have one high impact US news announcement tonight, which is at 11:30, p.m. Okay, 11 p.m. Now, I was cruising across here to the FDAX. We'll have a look at the notes on the FDAX just to get everybody ready for what we're about to embark on. We've obviously got a large gap, guys. So that big purple mark on the chart there, mathematically highly likely, guys, to go and fill that in. G'day, Kay, how are you? So, guys, let me do some hellos. Kay, how are you? Petros, how are you? Again, Tio in the UK, hello, how are you? Jürgen, you're Austria. So, hello, Austria. And lots of Aussies. Okay, we're good. So yes, Germany, Jürgen, there we go. Okay, Germany, right, better than Austria. I mean, is that fair to say? Is that fair to say? I'll cause trouble somewhere in the world if I say that, I'm sure. Now, what we got on the FDAX, guys, what we got on the FDAX is, again, we've got two buying, so two really, really lovely buying steps, guys, and the sellers just basically romped it in. So what I'm looking for the FDAX, a couple of key things, guys, If we wind the chart up to the top here, guys, if we basically head up towards this yellow square, if we get anywhere inside that yellow square, which is just above the 24,200 mark, if we were to buy up here, guys, really, really early and fade out, we're looking at long range shorts. Now, that could be, as Cody did a masterclass on this yesterday, guys, which was absolutely brilliant. As these traders, the FDAX traditionally will try and sell down to the 50 fib. Okay, try and sell down to the 50 fib of the gap. Okay, then we've got the 76 fibs down here, right? So we don't need all these detail on, guys, to start the session. Otherwise, we end up with way too much. Detail on the charts. As in, ironically, if you've got too much detail on the charts, you basically can't see what's going on. That's why we've got none of these silly little indicators on here. Diane, how are you? Hope you're brilliant. Remy, well done, mate. Beautiful trade. So what we're looking for today, guys, if the market does what it did yesterday, it's simply going to cruise down to the gap 50. Just be aware, guys, that, again, the entire Eurozone is around about, at the moment, guys, is about 82% in favor of selling and the balance in favor of buying. That's a pretty nasty level. Now, we had this huge sell down yesterday, guys, and as a result of the big sell down from yesterday, I'm expecting these guys to turn around, try and buy back to a degree. What we want to keep a very close eye on is for the European traders, we've got the previous pivot to the high side, guys, which we'll put a little map on that for you. Previous pivot to the high side. What we're also looking at is, again, a very, very early buy on the market. Fails it ideally, guys, this 133 fib extension. Now, that's from the original stair step that they created before they sold away. I might be able to add, guys, a different stair step on, right? That's a classic kind of little FDAX thing. 24193, guys, 24193, right there, guys, is a strong long, but it's basically straight into resistance. So I wouldn't be surprised at all if we do buy, as it looks like we're going to sell. If we do buy, there's going to be a whole lot of buyers that want to buy the price of 23193, but they're trading it straight effectively into a couple of brick walls. So I don't know how that's going to go for them. The key point of vote, guys, 23400. So if we were to buy very, very hard today on the FDAX and we do get above, guys, if we do get above 24,300, guys, then again, we're looking to try and join the buying momentum because they're going to try and basically write off the massive sell that occurred yesterday. Guys, while we're holding below 24,300, that's kind of like my pivot point in the market. While we're holding below 24,300, guys, we're basically long range selling. Okay, now if we do sell down, we know where the gap 50 is. There's a 4-hour long here. There's the gap twins here, 60-minute long here and 60-minute long here. if we are going to get, guys, if we are going to get a really big buy to the high side, then we're going to see these guys exhaust themselves first. So if you're kind of sitting on the fence today, wondering, I wonder what they're going to do, guys, you can very, very happily wait, guys, for the opening candle to close. If you want to be even more careful, guys, wait for the first 15 minutes to close. Wait for the key levels to be set, and then we can have a crack at it from there. Now, as key point for the FDAX traders today, and it goes obviously going to affect everybody as we roll into the session. If the FDAX spikes and fades, so if the FDAX was the buy hard on open and then fail badly, as we're looking for long range shorts. If they do decide they're going to buck the global trend, so to speak, and try and buy the market, as we're going to be looking for efficient, strong candles that are closing over pivots and similar things. So we can join that momentum, because only if the risk is acceptable to you guys. All right. Now, a couple of things, guys. Pre-market SBRs. We've got this beautiful little SBR here. Okay, that's the one I was talking about, selling under the 50 fib of the day. Obviously, we're now dragging the 50 fib of the day a little bit lower. That SBR at the top, so mathematically, algorithmically perfect little red SBR at the top. So if the FDAX was to buy, guys, so as it sells down, if the FDAX does buy here, guys, if we do start going extreme volume up around here, that little static bar reversal is generating a really, really lovely sell, guys, at 24161. That's 24161. Now, as every day when we come to the open, we don't quite know, what these guys are going to do. Okay, so I'll literally fatten the charts up a little bit. I'll get some nice transparency. At this stage, I would be looking for, I'm just going to draw my little Fibonacci extension on here. If we were to go long, again, the 133 fib extension is always good fun. If we were to go long, on the 133, I don't want to do it now because we're rolling into the open. If they're already starting to honor this, as they are the gap 50 and similar things, as if we were to sell down a little bit beyond this on the opening candle, then the opening candle turns climactic, whereas then we're looking at a really, really lovely 133. Ideally, you'd want to trade it from the 133 extension, goes all the way back up to this static bar reversal. There's that little one right there, the red one right there. Because if we do cruise up here, guys, and we don't punish the pre-top and absolutely fly to the high side, then we're going to get a long range short and go back the other way. Right, that 133 is clearly working an absolute gem. It's an absolute gem at this point in time. Now, what we might do, guys, let's focus. I'm going to move a couple of things around on my screen here. Guys, move a couple of things around. Make sure that everything is doing what it needs to do. Obviously, the charts are running live. So, guys, as we cruise into open play, we've got around about, just under 5 minutes or just over 5 minutes into the gun goes. So do keep a very close eye, guys, on your contract loading. Certainly for the FDAX traders today, we're going to be very, very careful about the risk on the trades we're taking. We are going to basically do what we did yesterday, guys. Just be very, very good at it. That's ultimately the goal. Just be very, very good at it. And we should be in a really, really good place. There is no question about that. Now, with all of that said, excuse me as I clear my voice, young Steve, as I'm just going to read Steve's notes here. They're always very, very, very good. So, perfect, mate. Okay, great. Good, guys. I do very much love other opinions, guys, as we come into open. I suppose the beauty of doing what we do, guys, we're hunting as a pack, right? So again, I'm going to jump on some microphones. Guys, we're going to follow the normal drill as we do. Young Cody, your mic is on. Your mic is on. Damsey, your mic is on. If you see anything that we ultimately need to jump on. Petros 133 extension on the NQ at 23556. So 23556. Okay, 23556. Mate, I'll just check that. Okay, I'll just check that for you. Very, very easy to very easy to do. Now, let me just double check. Right, so I'm just getting all my own logistics in order, making sure that we are all doing a good thing today. Boom. Okay, young Petros, what chart is that Fibonacci off? What chart is that off? It's a daily 133. Okay, so let me just go and have a quick look at that. So Petros has got what appears to be a Fibonacci from all the way down the bottom of the chart here. Okay, all the way down the bottom of the chart. So from here to there to there. All right, let me put that on. Let me put that on. Load. I'm going to load it, mate, as a monthly fib. So I load it as a monthly fib. Yeah, look at this big, big consolidation of Fibonacci's. Perfect. So what we've got, guys and girls, at this point in time, what I would suggest we have is a large, as Steve has just said, guys, a large amount of congestion to the high side. There's no question about that. This, again, ideally, what I'm really looking for, guys and girls, 90 seconds or so till the gun goes. Petros, thank you for your Fibonacci. Very much appreciated. As for the FDAX traders, again, we know about the gap 50. We know about the 4-hour long. Okay, we know about the gap twins. What would be amazing, guys, is if we shot down through the pre-market. So we shot down through the pre-market bottom, guys, and then we pick up a 133 fib extension reversal going north. Now, guys, your entry price is 119. Worst case scenario will be 120. Now, we need the sellers to sell down, guys, after the open. Ideally, we want that opening candle to go climactic. As we want to identify the level that they're failing at, then we ultimately want to go long. Please go. The markets look like they're actually setting up for some really heavy sells coming into the European Open. Right? So for the FDAX traders, tight ATMs. If you don't trade the opening candle, then please don't be romanced into taking a trade. There will be a 60-minute chart Fibonacci here as well. So we might get rid of that 60-minute chart fib. All right, we're going to draw our Fibonacci up to catch them on the way down, as we always do. And what we're going to specialize in today, what we're going to specialize in is following our trading plan. All right, that's really important. So if you made a mistake yesterday, guys, if you did anything wrong yesterday, just remember what that was, guys. Remember what that was, guys. And again, our goal today, if you made a mistake yesterday, is not repeat it today. If you are absolutely perfect and amazing yesterday, then you've got absolutely nothing to worry about. Beck, if you are short off those static bar reversals on the S&P 500, you are definitely on the right side of the market. There is no question. All right, so let the opening candle roll through, guys. Well, oh, look, there goes the 133 fib extension reversal almost instantly. Go, absolutely correct. So, guys, let the opening candle do what it needs to do. These Fibonacci extensions are literally worth their weight in gold for the FDAX traders. So at this stage, guys, we're going to let the buyers push the market up. Okay, now again, in a technically perfect world, guys, the buyers would need to get up here, need to get up there to steal the stair step before we're looking for really high probability opening candle shorts. What I'm also looking for, guys, this opening candle, I want it to go climactic. This is an absolutely amazing signal just here. Guys, we're not quite high enough to get it. We're not quite high enough to get it. Come on, a little bit of buying enthusiasm. You guys can go climactic, please. That'd be amazing. Okay, I'm looking, guys, me personally for an entry, guys, at 148. Now, I do want the buyers to go climactic. We haven't got there yet. I do want them to steal the stair step. All right, that Fibonacci can now go. That Fibonacci can now go. Right, so the buyers have the stair step. As that little red static bar reversal, if these buyers go any higher, as any higher, there will be a reversal on, guys, at 24161. Now, we don't quite have climactic volume yet. I say again, there is a reversal for those that like stair step, guys, at 24161. As if you're going to go short at 24161, guys, your first target is 24156. Okay, if you're going to wait for the candle to change color, guys, which it has not done yet, guys, it has not done that yet. Some of you may be waiting for the color change, and some of you don't trade the opening candle at all. Right? So don't let me romance you into changing your trading plan. Okay, now at this stage, I was they just missed my entry. Just missed my entry. All right, so anybody short, guys, if anybody's short at 24161, guys, your target is 5 points. Your target and risk control point is 5 points. Okay, now we're climactic. Now it's starting to run. I've just been taken out, guys, with my trailing stop at 5 points positive on that trade here. So 5 points positive, guys, just to equate with everybody, $636 US in the bank if you've taken that trade, guys, on the same number of contracts that I have, right? So to review for the opening candle traders, you're short at 161. Your first target is 156. Your second target is 151. All right, your third target is 146. All right, so all of the FDAX traders who've waited for the static bar reversal, waited for the color change, waited for the extreme volume, waited, you've picked up an absolutely perfect trade. Now, there will be a complementary trade on the FDAX. Guys, complementary trade. Okay, whoops, sorry, Fibonacci coming on. There will be a complementary trade, guys, underneath these 76 Fibonacci's. What I would look for, guys and girls, we're in the last 90 seconds of the candles. So what I'd look for is, again, I would love a climactic reversal. What does that ultimately mean? I'm looking for these guys to push up. As again, in a perfect world, we want to be short underneath these Fibonacci's, guys, once this candle closes. So 57 seconds away. Did any of the FDAX traders pick up that trade? Guys, my ATM, as I said, my ATM is taking me out. I went for a long range short target. MJ, okay, perfect. I went for a long range short target. As it turns out, my Chase ATM took me out. So that's fine, guys. I've got no issue with that at all. If it's not ready to reverse, cut the risk off quickly and let it run. Okay, Diane. Okay, good. So at least you place the trade into the market. You know where it's gone. It's gone where it needs to go, which is good fun. Now we just need to get you in. Now, as this early buyer failure on all of the markets is a big hint. Do I have anybody short on this static bar reversal? All right. Now, if you're short on the SBR from the S&P 500 pre-market, that's starting to move really, really nicely. FDAX traders, all right, we're looking for a climactic reversal. So two ways of entering, guys. You've got an entry short at 145, which is outside the range of the active candle. Guys, if we do push up to the 76 fibs, you can go short underneath the 76 fibs. So guys, you put a cover order on the market at 145. First target is 140. If we do get above the 76s, which we've just done, guys, you'd be looking for an entry short at 153. Guys, 153. If you're going to go short at 153, guys, your first target is 148. Guys, your first target is 148. Now, that is if you trade a climactic reversal, guys, on the FDAX after the open. Okay, now let's just see what they're doing. Some of you may be looking for a higher high and a pre-top reversal. As I note that we've got caught under this key green Fibonacci here, guys and girls. So again, if we were to push up here and burn out on this candle, guys, then we're looking for the shorts. Pivot-based reversal traders, you're looking for a pre-top reversal up the top here. As what I'd love for the pre-top reversal, I would love the buyers to push well through. Right, so well through what they're doing now. So go a little bit further, please. Go a little bit further, a little bit further. Guys, now we've got the higher high for the pre-top reversal traders. Guys, we can put a sell order on at 166. Now, if they keep moving, guys, if they keep moving like this, that's okay. Just okay, just let them move, and then we'll wait for them to burn their volume. Keeping a very, very close eye, as a very, very close eye on what the FDAX is doing down the bottom here. So pivot-based reversal traders, let me give you a Fibonacci extension. Okay, that short, guys, so the short underneath the pre-top, if you are a pivot-based reversal trader, as the worst case fill is 166. Guys, if you're going to go short at 166, your first target is 161. So if you're short at 166, your first target is 161. You kissed your target, but you have not been paid. Now you've been paid. So if you're short, guys, on the pivot-based reversal, first target is 161. Second target is 156. So literally based on the volatility, guys, we're looking for 5s and 10s or 5s and 25s. So if you're relatively new to trading, guys, you're short at 166. Your first target is 156. You're on target. You're through target. So well done for the FDAX traders who are short on the pre-top. NASDAQ traders, you've just gone high enough, guys, to reverse. Whoop, get me rid of the fruit. You've just gone high enough to reverse off that 78.6 Fibonacci. I say again, if you are a Fibonacci reversal trader, you've gone high enough on the NASDAQ, guys. Buyers have stolen the stair step. You've also gone high enough to pick up this static bar reversal and go short again. Okay, now let's keep a very close eye on what Europe is doing. As for the FDAX traders, you've gone short, you've gone through your 5 and your 10-point target. So I trust everyone has got that trade. Some of you are short for 5s and 25s, but you will control your risk on that one, please. Okay, so we definitely want to control our risk on that. For those that are short under the 78.6, I did take my eye, guys. I did take my eye off the FDAX for a moment. We're in our last 90 seconds, so I don't want you to re-enter the short trade at 166. Okay, MJ, all right, so Ken, you got skipped. MJ's gone to first target, as I'm already sitting at 636 US dollars. So I'm waiting for the OSR trade. I'm waiting for the OSR trade. Anyone that's short on the NASDAQ, guys, on the static bar reversal, please. If you're short on the SBR on the left-hand side, worst case scenario, your fill's at 550, right? 550. Guys, your first target for new traders, guys, is 547.50. So it's a 10-tick target. Guys, the 10-tick target. If you want to be a little bit adventurous, guys, then again, let's see what the 15-minute charts are doing. Higher high on the 15-minute chart. So if these guys can't give us a really, really strong buying candle, guys, that sell on NASDAQ is probably going to go further. So Andy, well done, mate. Well done, Diane. Oh, nice trade. Well done, Diane. All right, MJ's off. Ken will have to fix that. Ken has got a skipped trade, so we'll have to fix that. So, guys, the NASDAQ traders, for those that really know what you're doing, guys, that 78.6, you've got an absolutely beautiful reversal off that Fibonacci. That's already gone, guys, at least 20 ticks to the downside. Now, for anyone that's taken that trade, you guys know what you're doing. For the junior traders, as worst case scenario, you've picked up the static bar reversal. Guys, again, it's already gone through its first target and risk control point. FDAX, you're looking for the buyers to push through the pre-top again in order to get another pre-top reversal short. Please make sure, as my humble opinion, that they push through the pre-top, fail at Fibonacci, and then come back down. Your backup trade, as for the FDAX, is this static bar reversal on the left-hand side. Right? So mathematically immaculate signal. This is not our OSR candle. All right, so for the OSR traders, guys, we'll just watch what this candle does. NASDAQ double confirming for those that trade static bar reversals, guys. If you're short at 550, your first target is 545.5, 10 ticks, guys, and it's already gone through its first target. Guys, if we're going to re-enter the static bar reversal again, guys, that's this static bar reversal on the left-hand side. The buyers have got to push up. Guys, we've got to see them push up and fail very, very badly, right? So if you've already taken that trade, well done. Guys, if you haven't taken the trade yet, we're looking to wait for the buyers to show like they're doing right now. And then we're going to have another crack at it. Now, FDAX. All right, so FDAX has just gone, guys, to a higher high. So FDAX has just gone to a higher high. What does that ultimately mean? Guys, they may be pushing up. Guys, they may be pushing up to these higher levels here, right? So what I need to do 4-hour chart, maybe 60-minute chart. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at what they're doing. Okay. For the FDAX traders, we may be in a scenario, because of the big sell down yesterday, we may be in a scenario where they literally just grind the market to the high side. Okay, now at this stage, guys, we're still allowed, what's our little FESX down the bottom doing here? We are still allowed to go short on the FDAX, guys, inside the pre-market box. All right, so we're looking for a short at 166. The key point is we're already 5, 10, 15. We're looking at around about 20 points of risk already. So we're going to have to be just a little bit aware, of what that risk looks like.
Lockie, so there's a 15-minute 76 a bit further up on DAX. Might be a
perfect.
target.
Thank you, mate. I was looking for a level because I'm there we go. Perfect. Thank you. Brilliant. So at this stage, guys, here's our 15-minute chart. We're just, again, we're trying to get a measure on what the Europeans are thinking. Now, we are setting up, guys, we're setting our OSR in place at this point. Young little FESX is setting it up as well. As we did in our pre-brief, if these guys cruise up here into an SBR short on the 4-hour chart, then we're looking at a really, really lovely sell. So if the first 15 minutes of buying pushes up and then fades out really, really nicely, then we're looking for really good shorts. If the buyers decide, you know what, we're really, really strong, as ultimately for the interesting little note here, 24,193, guys, very, very strong resistance level. Look at what they're doing right now. They're smashing the FDAX back down. Okay, so the pre-top reversal, guys, we don't want to take it in the last 90 seconds. At this stage, 5, 10, 15, 20, too much risk. So what we're ultimately needing is at this point in time, we're looking at an OSR trade. At this stage, I'm thinking if this is a nice strong 15, if this is a very, really nice strong candle, if this is a nice strong efficient candle, then if we don't have a matching long on the FESX, then we're not going to go long, guys, on the FDAX. Let's just wait and see. We've got 55 seconds before we make a decision. Again, what it ultimately means, guys, if the FESX is a really strong buying candle, then the buys are on the FDAX. If we get a bit of an indecision candle on the FDAX, then we're not going to go long. Now, for the OSR traders, guys, 33 seconds from now, what you're looking for is the buyers to push up towards the OSR. Okay, fail. Interesting point. There's a short here at 24,193. So if we do push, guys, if we do push up beyond the OSR, so up around the 76 Fibonacci's here, if we do push up there and fail badly, we're going to pick up a short inside the OSR. MJ, well done, mate. Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. Okay, now, do I have, guys, S&P 500 traders? You guys are normally quite experienced. You've got this big climactic candle here down to the 50 fib of the day. Some of the S&P 500 traders, guys, with some experience, guys, may be long because of that climactic candle going back the other way. Okay, now, for the FDAX traders, this candle's pushed up towards the OSR, guys. So again, you want them to push beyond the OSR if you are an OSR trader. Guys, that's exactly what we want them to do. Guys, you are now looking for a short, guys, at 193. Guys, 193 if you trade the OSR. Guys, now for the slightly more advanced traders, again, we're looking for a 76 fib reversal. Stretch over to research at the bottom, hasn't closed over the 15-minute trends yet. Cole, perfect. All right, so NASDAQ traders and S&P traders, if I've got anybody long, guys, on the S&P 500 because of that extreme volume, guys, you're on the right side of the market, same as the static bar reversal short. FDAX OSR traders, guys, if that is you, guys, you're going short at 193, guys. First target and risk control point, 5 points. All right, so 193 through to 188. Now, for the slightly more traditional traders, again, that 76 fib is a very, very powerful level for these guys to fail at. If there's a Fibonacci extension up here as well, guys, that's going to that's going to effectively increase the power of the potential reversal. So we're not at our traditional extensions yet. So again, this will be all about the Fibonacci retracement. If we do get up here around the slightly more traditional Fibonacci's, then all the Fibonacci traders are going to pick up a lovely trade. Now for the OSR traders, guys, once again, guys, if you're short at 193, guys, your first target is 188. First target is 188. Guys, now again, for those who are OSR traders, guys, you can go if you want. So 188 is your first target. You'd be looking to try and trade that back down to the pre-top. For the new traders, guys, right across the board, we're looking for static bar reversals. Guys, so looking for static bar reversals. Now, if this little candle is on the FDAX closes as a static bar reversal with great ratios, then everybody can grab that short, goes down to the pre-market box. Now, for the S&P traders, guys, I want you to keep a very, very close eye on. Let me get rid of this rectangle. Keep a very close eye on this high. The reason being is if the buyers were to spike up, guys, if the buyers were to spike up and fail, guys, on the S&P, so they might be able to buy above this level here. That means the buyers have stolen the stair step. That means we're reloading these static bar reversals over here on the left-hand side for the slightly more advanced traders. Okay. Guys, we're only 17 minutes into the session. I've only picked up 2 trades so far. Both of them, guys, I've been ATM'd on my trades again, but we're still sitting at 636. If anybody needs to see, if anybody needs to see that quantified, okay, there's the 636 there. So there's the 636 with those executed trades on the screen. Okay, now, I'd suggest today, guys, we're going to get a lot of really good trades. For the NASI, guys, you guys are looking like a climactic reversal. What we have to be aware of, guys, if we get over these 78.6s, guys, that is a big, big, big sign. That's a big sign that these guys are going to be running to the high side. Okay, big sign. Now, if this is a climactic and also efficient candle, as you'll probably find they won't reverse immediately. They will reverse at least one candle into the equation. Now, for the FDAX traders who are being very, very careful, as you're looking for a static bar reversal, you're looking for a double failure at those 76.8 Fibonacci's. I don't think the OSR has gone to target yet. I don't think it's gone to target yet. It's got very, very close. But again, if we get a big drop of ratio here, guys, it's going to be good fun. The volatility is dropping right down on both American markets because ultimately no one knows what to do with the European sell down from yesterday. So what we might find, guys, is again today, guys, it's a no news Tuesday. We've got massive news Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I see. What we'll do is we'll try and get the NASDAQ traders a ton of 10 and 20 tick trades, guys. So $50 to $100 trades. FDAX, it's going to be easier to get you really good trades today simply because you guys have got some really good volume hanging around. There's no doubt about that. Now, for the DAX traders, guys, we have just closed outside the range of the OSR. The OSR is set. What does that ultimately mean? We now have to be very, very careful, guys, about taking brand new reversal signals. So very, very careful about taking new reversals. This is not a ratio-based SPR, guys. So we don't have a short at this stage, but we also don't have a long. Right? So we don't have a long, we don't have a short. Again, if we were to get a sell down here, guys, if we were to get an aggressive sell down that fails badly, that delta, as in normal trading conditions, that delta would be absolutely amazing, that black diamond delta there. Because it's back into the 76 fibs, and that's where the market has failed, and we know that's what the FDAX loves. It's what we might do for the DAX, guys. What we might do right across the board, guys. We'll wait for the DAX to push up, and then we'll look for a 76.8 Fibonacci failure, or wait for it to close back inside the OSR. Then we're looking for a ratio-based static bar reversal short. Now, again, for the NASDAQ traders, you have got an inefficient. You've got an inefficient climactic candle there. So ultimately, if the buyers were to push up and you were happy with that 133 extension there, as if the buyers were to push up above that, you'd be looking to short underneath that extension only when the buyers have pushed up first. guys, are you looking to sell under that extension with a 10-tick target? Now, guys, your volatility on NASI, guys, your volatility is really low for this session. So again, if you're looking at a half PVI target, that'll be a 10-tick target, which is I do believe a very, very smart way to navigate these guys today. It's a very, very quiet day. What it does mean, guys, is tomorrow is going to be very, very noisy, guys. Tomorrow is going to be really, really noisy, and dare I say it, that is really, really, really good fun. So we'll just see how we go. Andy, you got +5 times 3 off the 76 on FDAX. Mate, well done. That's a beautiful little trade. If the DAX volatility, guys, starts dropping into the 20s, guys, we're going to literally drop to 5-point targets on all trades. From Steve, guys, if anybody's long, if the NQ can break through 585, guys, so 585. Oh, here we go, Steve. Absolutely. So, guys, if we break through 585, I agree with Steve 1000%. Guys, there's 2 long-range targets. The first one is 23,600. The second one is 23642. Now, you'll be very proud of me, Steve. They are Bollinger targets. No, don't fall off your stool, mate, when I say that. and I don't mean the champagne, guys. I don't mean the champagne. Dare I say, mate, that's a Bollinger target. I did get a bit of help with that, though, guys. I did get a bit of help with that. I'm not a guru on Bollinger under any stretch. Champagne's lovely, but not Bollinger. The actual trading Bollinger. All right, here we go. So for the DAX traders, guys, we've got a beautiful pre-market failure, guys, on the FESX. Now, as pointed out before, that's an SBR short on the 4-hour chart. So we've got a really, really lovely short setting up on Europe. Guys, now, again, if you're an aggressive trader, that Delta V2 short, guys, on FDAX at 191 is valid. Guys, 191 is valid. If you want to be careful, guys, wait for this candle to close inside the upper OSR. Wait for the buyers to retrace, and then we're going to grab that delta at 191. First target 186. That's Steve. Why not? I mean, why not? There's a lot of great opinions out there in the world about how to trade the markets. I think the most important thing is, it doesn't matter how you trade it. You could trade pink candles if you want to. I think at the end of the day, the most important thing is you're making money. Whatever it is that you're doing, if you're making money on a daily basis, I think that's the only thing that really matters. Hence, I don't criticize what other people are doing. Right? I don't criticize what other people are doing. I'm just like, you know what? Boom, you do what you're doing. I'm going to do what I'm doing. Again, what 600? So 636 US for me today, just under 1,000 Aussie. Because the Aussie dollar is very strong at the moment. That would normally be 1,000 Aussie dollars. But it's not. Okay, now FDAX traders, no, Cole, we don't do Forex, mate. What do we say in the army, mate? I'm Billy, not silly, mate. We know all about Forex. Now, so for FDAX traders, you don't want them to gap back over the OSR, please. Okay, perfect. You guys are now looking for a touch of green. Please go green. Just a whisker of green. There's the whisker of green, guys. So you can go short at 191. Guys, that'll be a limit order short, please, at 191. FDAX, your first target will be 186. Okay, then you can try and run that as far as you would like. Guys, now, guys, on the NASDAQ, guys, I was saying if the buyers show up and hit this 133 extension again, we can short underneath it. Do I have anybody short underneath the 133 extension on the NASDAQ? Now, guys, if you are short underneath that extension, because this climactic candle does not have a strength underneath it, in fact, it's got a minus underneath it, all you do is just wait for these buyers to push back into the key level and you can short underneath it. Now, if you are short, underneath that one, because the volatility is down, guys, our target expectation is also down. So if you are short under that one, guys, you're looking for around about a 10-tick target only. FDAX, you'll probably find that these guys will try and buy back above the OSR for the first sort of 90 seconds of the candle. Then ideally, the sellers are going to hit the buyers at a Fibonacci, turn them around and send them back down. What is going to work against the FDAX is the fact that the FESX is sold back down to the 50 fib of the day. However, guys, that is a very, very strong selling candle. In fact, it's the strongest sell candle, guys, in the cash market on the FESX so far. Guys, volume down there is really, really good. So don't be surprised, guys, if the buyers push up a little bit. Again, there will be an OSR trade here as well. There will be an OSR trade as well. Let me do the Fibonacci. So if that is our turning bar, they're going to monitor the fibs. I don't really want them pushing much higher than this. So I don't want them pushing much higher. That's all right. They're allowed to go up here, guys. If you're looking for the green team to show, perfect. If you're looking for the green team to show, guys, before you then put your sell order on, you've now got a higher high. You've now got all the sort of the criteria. What we've just got to be a little bit aware, whoops, not that one. What we've got to be a little bit aware of, guys, here on the FDAX, guys, if we get much higher, is obviously NQ Terrible again might come back later. Yeah, Ken, the pre-market will be a lot more fun. Pre-market will be more fun. For the FDAX traders, guys, as we come into the last 90 seconds, again, there is a short setting up here, guys, underneath the 76.8 fib. I would want to make sure that we are filled very, very early on that one. Guys, very, very early on that one. Okay, now, MJ, you've had a negative. Okay, you've had a negative off the OSR. Okay, good idea, guys. If we're trading off these levels, look for the higher high. PVI way too low. A TO, it is very, very low today, very low. For the FDAX traders, guys, if we close a big efficient candle here outside the range of the OSR, that means we're going to be looking for longs only, as longs only. NASDAQ, you are setting up a really lovely long. Guys, a really lovely long. I would really love these guys. I'd really love these guys to get above this 150 daily Fibonacci, be really, really, really strong. We just got to watch the risk. Right, so we're looking at under 40 ticks worth of risk. Okay, dime perfect. Okay, what have we got here? Okay. I think everybody, guys, right across the board, certainly FDAX, you're about to pick up a long. As ideally, if you've had a loss on the FDAX, guys, so the delta inside the OSR, if you went before the higher high was created, that is a negative trade. So we'll call that, boom, negative as it is. We are now looking for a long, guys, on the FDAX. Okay, so we're looking for a long on the FDAX. Again, we would need to use a retracement and a rejection. We're doing the same on the NASDAQ. That's the same on the NASDAQ. Let me just double check. For the NASDAQ, your volatility, guys, we're going to have to use a 10-tick risk control point. Guys, we must get a structured retrace and we must get a structured rejection. Okay, for now, I'm going to try and keep my eye on all of them at the same time. Guys, for a structured retrace, we need to close above the 150. We need to hold above the 150. We need the sellers to sell down first. Guys, we need the sellers to sell down first. And then we're looking to buy the market. FDAX, we are not going long over the top of that candle. The FESX has failed at a pivot. Guys, so for the FDAX, what we're looking for, as ideally, is we're looking for the buyers to push up. Guys, we've got the previous pivot and also the 150 extension hiding up here. So we want ideally these guys to buy first. So we want them to buy first. Let me just check the 30-minute chart. So the 30-minute chart is climactic. The 15-minute chart is not climactic. Okay. NASDAQ traders, we're going to be very, very careful about going long, guys. We must have a structured retrace. We must have a structured rejection. For FDAX, the long 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 35 points worth of risk. So the actual long has got too much risk. As we're not going to take it because of the FESX, I'd suggest for the FDAX traders, as the next trade may be a reversal off the previous pivot and the 150 potentially. Okay, potentially. So guys, this week, as I am running the hub for you guys on Thursday night. So running the hub for you on Thursday night, we're going to talk about how to trade climactic volume. So how to trade climactic volume, how to trade reversal deltas. And again, guys, we'll also talk about how to trade the OSR, right? Very, very easy to do. We treat the OSR as a pivot. Okay, so very, very easy to do. Now, for the NASDAQ traders, guys, at this stage, you've got a retrace, but you've got no rejection at all. Right? So again, I would really love, right, there's a little bit of rejection coming through now. Again, guys, I don't really see this as a structured retrace. Guys, what I'm looking for is the sellers to sell down, tag a Fibonacci, turn around, and then bolt. Now, it's taken them over 2 minutes to try and gather some momentum into the market. So again, some of you, if you are happy with the retrace and the rejection, you may have gone long. Guys, I'm not liking the long at this stage. I haven't got the structured retrace. So normally it comes down here, tags the 23.6, comes through and just rallies immediately. Or it comes down here, touches the 38.2, does the same. We haven't done either one of those, guys. We have not done either one of those. A red diamond, guys, a red diamond FDAX Delta V2 short, guys. If we get a V2 short now, guys, then that will prove to be a very, very good little trade. Guys, this could be the reversal point for the FDAX. This is one of the reasons we're not going long. Guys, now, if you have had a loss on the FDAX, guys, and we do pick up a short, I do want you to go for large targets, please. All right, so we know about the FDAX, guys, loves failing. Oh, I just moved the Fibonacci out of the way. We know that the FDAX loves failing, guys, at the 133 fib extension. Okay, so for the slightly more advanced traders, guys, if you've seen these guys push up to the key Fibonacci extension level, as you may be short underneath that 133 if you're very, very good at what you do. Okay, if you're short underneath that 133, well done, guys. That is obviously the turning point, in the market. Guys, now, if you are short, guys, the sellers have clearly taken control of the DAX. Okay, now the flip side of being short, guys, is that for those that are not short at this point in time, we need to wait for these guys to clearly close back inside the OSR before we look for another entry point. Okay, now those V2 deltas, guys, on the FDAX, those V2 deltas, the red diamond deltas, this is what I was talking about before. Guys, if you can trade one of the red diamond deltas, if you can trade those short, guys, they are valid entries. We need to close inside the OSR. Honestly, we need to close inside the OSR. If we don't, we're going to get slung shot to the high side here. MJ, well done. Mate, you are doing very, very well if you picked up that trade off the 133 extension. Okay. Now, interesting point, if I can, guys, for the NASDAQ, but I can for everybody globally, right? We got an absolutely beautiful buy signal on the FDAX. However, the FESX is straight into a brick wall. All right, so that's why the FDAX has responded as it's responded. All right, that's why it's ultimately done what it's done. Now, for the NASDAQ, guys, I'm very, very happy that we are not long. Mind you, it didn't meet the signal criteria, so that's okay. It didn't meet the signal criteria. What we're ultimately looking for, guys, is a reason why the buyers are failing. Guys, we're looking for a reason why the buyers are failing. It's got to match, guys. It's got to match on both American markets if we're going to pick up a really, really high probability trade. Okay. Now, at this point in time, I would suggest that the NASDAQ. So this disagreement, if you're looking at the markets going, Lachlan, they just don't make sense today. We've got the S&P 500. We've got the S&P 500 effectively trying to trade through the 50 fib on the 4-hour chart. What we've then got is the NASDAQ, guys, currently trading the equivalent of the 88.6. So if you're looking at today going, Lachlan, today is a bit difficult. Why is it difficult? Guys, that's the reason why. Mind you, tomorrow, it's tomorrow leading into this US news, the virtual LTR. So the virtual LTR, Wednesday, Thursday night, Friday night will be absolutely incredible if you're a virtual LTR trader. Okay, so absolutely incredible if you are a virtual LTR trader. Now for the FDAX, as you guys are proving it a little bit easier to trade today, no question about that. So for the DAXy traders, again, if we close back inside the OSR, guys, we're looking for incredible shorts. If these buyers push up here and get absolutely slammed, guys, that little delta V2 short there, that little delta there will definitely float our boat. There's no doubt about that. 82.77. Okay. Let me just checking numbers in the background, as we are definitely losing volatility. Definitely losing volatility. So what we wanted this to NASDAQ. As I didn't send you long because we didn't meet the requirements of the signal set. Now it's just grinding long. It's very frustrating as a moderator, let me tell you. Very frustrating. Okay. I would suggest, guys, we're getting ready for, what are we, 30? So we're only 37 minutes in. No, guys, I'm just watching the volume. The way the market is moving, I was about to say, you know, wow, we're 45 minutes into the session. We're actually not. We're only 37 minutes in. So if the market starts slowing down, it's ultimately because we have a disagreement between the NASDAQ and the S&P 500. As soon as we get the agreement, these guys are going to go gangbusters. They're going to be really, really easy to trade. 76 also pre-top. Yes, I have no go pack. See. So you got plus 60, Andy. You got plus 60 times 4. That's a bloody great trade, Andy. So well done, mate. Mention of you on YouTube, mate. So 60 ticks on 4 contracts, mate. Well done. Well done. Now, guys, Andy's going traveling. So he won't be around for a little while in the LTR. Right? So, mate, I wish you all the best of luck. I hope that goes really, really, really well. Mate, safe travels. And if you get lonely while you're traveling, you can always log in.
Cheers, Lucky.
Really show stuff, as Ken said, perhaps all wait for the numbers the next days. Yeah, Jürgen, I've said it again. Jürgen, you are 100% on the money. Mate, what's if we've got like we've got three nights coming of massive US news announcements. So what it ultimately means, and why the volume is down, why the volatility is down, you know, why look at the FDAX is now starting to paint a piano. The reason it's doing that is ultimately because no one in the world knows what's about to occur. Now, as much as there's a lot of people out there in the world that don't like Trump's tariffs, a lot of people don't like the Trump tariffs. The reality is that for the US, it's probably one of the best trade deals that's ever been signed. So there's both pros and cons. The Europeans' response. The European response to the tariffs yesterday was to sell down drastically, but the sell down wasn't required. The sell down literally was not required. So again, there'd be a lot of people saying, hey, we need to, and what I mean by it, guys, is this. Here's the sell down from yesterday on the 4-hour chart. So big sell down. We know we started by saying we're in a 4-hour long on the FDAX, so really, really obvious 4-hour long. What that does mean is, guys, they'll probably retrace up to a 4-hour Fibonacci, fail badly, turn around, go back and close the gap, and then they're ultimately going to decide what they're doing. So this big gap here, guys, will need to be closed at some point. And if the volume and volatility drops down, all we do is just drop down our target expectation, or we come back for the US pre-market when a little bit more volume comes into the market, come back for the US pre-market and have a crack at it then, which is always good fun. Now, for the DAX traders, guys, you guys are ultimately now looking for a previous pivot 150 extension reversal. Okay, we do have a higher high So the 133 fib extension reversal, if you are a Fibonacci extension reversal trader, you're setting up a reversal at 214. The stronger signal, guys, will be to let these buyers cruise through to the previous pivot and then look for a short. Guys, I do know, keep an eye on the FDAX down the bottom here, guys, because if they close over their previous pivot, guys, we're likely to see all markets buying right across the globe. Now, this little NASDAQ, guys, is slowly but surely just grinding to the high side. Just grinding to the high side. All right. Let me just see what they're doing. All right, S&P 500 is back into ideally a very, very key selling zone. What we would want, guys, to sell the S&P is we would want a static bar reversal short, okay? Because these guys are on the key side of market levels. Yeah, Jürgen, the reason we're not getting deltas on the NASDAQ is we've got basically the institutional orders are sitting off. They're because the instos have got no idea what to do with the market. That's the problem that we're currently facing. Now, with the disconnect between the S&P and NASDAQ, the buyers are still grinding in here. FDAX, guys, just sneaking up to the previous pivot. So again, guys and girls, if you are a pivot-based reversal trader, guys, I'm looking for these guys to push through the pivot. Guys, I'm looking through them to push through the pivot and fail. If you don't mind the 150, guys, I would prefer the previous pivot. We're pretty late in the candle. It's pretty late in the candle. I would be looking for them to push a little bit above the candle. Guys, we're just in the last 90 seconds. So for the pivot-based traders, guys, we may be, just hold on. Last 90 seconds, guys, I'm going to call if you're aggressive, if you're an aggressive trader, you can go short under the previous pivot at 236. Now, if you're going to do that, guys, everybody knows what the targets are. May I suggest, guys, we're in the last 90 seconds. For the junior traders, we're going to wait for this close. For the junior traders, if we close under the previous pivot, we're then looking for a short. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm keeping my eye on. If the FDAX disagrees, with the FDAX is going to win this. Okay. Now that NASDAQ, guys, that 4-rated, one of the problems with moderating, guys, that 4-rated candle there on the NASDAQ, absolutely lovely candle. We didn't have agreement from the S&P 500, so we didn't trade it. That would normally result in a losing trade. Today, they've decided to run to the high side, which is a little bit annoying, I've got to say. Now, we are, guys, on the NASDAQ, we are very, very close to the absolute all-time high. Okay, very, very close to the all-time high. As Steve was saying, guys, if we get above 585, we're going for very, very long-range targets. Okay, very long-range targets. Now, if you were a little bit aggressive on the FDAX, guys, if you did go short underneath the pivot, guys, at 36, all right, your first target is 31, guys. You've just gone through that target then, guys. If you're waiting for them as a double failure, guys, a double failure, be very, very aware, guys, be very... dearie me. Be very aware, guys, that I would now, because the FDAX is above its previous pivot, okay, above the previous pivot, guys, you would be looking for at least a double top, guys, or a higher high on the FDAX, guys, before you're looking to take that trade. We could be, guys, about to witness a massive bull run in these markets, okay? So we're going to start to be very, very careful. Guys, right across the board. It looks like the NASDAQ is going to go for its all-time high. Guys, we're starting to get delta entry. So the institutions, guys, are buying into the all-time high. They look black diamond deltas on S&P 500. Okay, so that black diamond delta, guys, on the S&P 500, so I have only just seen it. That black diamond associated with that really, really large efficient candle, guys, is 100% valid. All right, if you've gone long on that one, guys, I do apologize. I've missed that trade. That is the highest, guys. This is the highest the NASDAQ has ever been. So I would suggest everybody is now going to be buoyed on by the NASDAQ's activity. What does it mean, guys? We're just going to be very careful about reversing. That must be a new indicator. It is, mate, it's a slightly revised version of the B2. Yeah, so for the S&P 500 traders, that black diamond delta long, that black diamond delta, guys, they're both associated with efficient candles. They're both valid trades. They've obviously gone really, really well. So the instos have just started buying the S&P 500. Guys, literally only just started buying it. Okay, so we may have missed a buy signal, guys. I wasn't looking down at the left-hand side. I've missed those two buy signals, guys. But again, sometimes a little bit difficult to watch everything. But that's okay. That's okay. We are just about to move, guys, beyond that 60-minute chart Fibonacci. All right, just let these guys go, guys. Let them run. Don't try and reverse against this. It's an absolute freight train. As we are going to effectively have to wait now for climactic reversals on both NASDAQ and S&P 500. As if we do go climactic on the FDAX, as we're in the last 15 minutes, if we do go climactic, as we do go climactic on the FDAX, we'd be looking for a previous pivot reversal. Please don't, guys, please do not just push the reversal button everywhere. Has anyone else tried that? I've tried that, and let me tell you, that didn't go well. That did not go well. All right, so in the last 15 minutes, guys, we are looking for effectively a reason to send the markets back the other way. For those that are not long, for those, for example, for young Beck or young Greg, did you pick up this climactic reversal here? That would be for the more experienced S&P traders. Beck might be long on this. Young Greg might be long on this. If you are long on that one, guys, you've done very, very well. You've picked the bottom of the market. That climactic volume is hilarious. So if I've got the S&P traders long, as you guys have done very, very well at this point in time. This is not going to be a climactic candle on the NASDAQ. It's actually going to be an efficient candle. FDAX, we spoke about being in a 4-hour long, and as it turns out, guys, the longs are just winning hands down. Greg, okay, perfect. So Greg is looking for a short. I'm thinking about the same. Guys, that V2 delta there on NASDAQ is probably the first of the institutional shorts. It's at 588.75. Now we are in the last 90 seconds of the candle, guys. So to take that now is okay. It's a little bit aggressive. Ideally, what you would want is, again, to be a little bit less aggressive, is you want the buyers to show on the next candle, fail really early, and then they're going to pick up your short at 588.75. Okay, you've also got the opportunity, guys, if you trade outside the range of an active candle, you've got a short setting up here, guys, at the 591 mark. Okay, so it's a 591. If you are going to go short, guys, on anything here, because we are into all-time highs, if you are going to go short, guys, you would be looking for a 10-tick first target and risk control point. So let me just put this on the screen for you. So what we want to know is, have we picked the reversal point in the market? We are in the last 15 minutes, guys. We are in the last 15 minutes. So we might be looking at hourly turn trades right across the board. Guys, if you are a little bit aggressive, then you can enter early. If this is the turning point in the market, guys, you're going to be relatively quickly rewarded. FDAX, at this point in time, we're not going to touch you guys in the last 15 minutes. The only thing we can look for is now I say last 15 minutes, for those that are not 100% aware of that, As trading in the last 15 minutes, you've got to be very, very careful that everything lines up perfectly. Everything's got to line up perfectly. You are better off statistically, guys, better off waiting for the turn of the hour trade. So you're better off waiting for these guys to set the reversal in place. Then the 60-minute chart traders come in, they reverse with it, or they set the standard for the reversal, and off we go. Now, at this stage, guys, we'll just let them bop along, do what they're ultimately doing. The FDAX is clearly, guys, setting up an absolutely lovely reversal for around about 8 minutes from now. The FESX must agree with that reversal, guys, must agree. Okay, yeah, so we are climactic, guys, on the 60-minute charts. So that's a really good pickup. That's a very good pickup. The flip side of that, guys, is if we move much beyond these 60-minute chart Fibonacci's, if we move much beyond those, these guys are going to struggle to reverse. All right, so this is effectively, guys, that little candle there. Okay, if you're wondering why we've got this beautiful rally on, this little candle here is mathematically a 60-minute chart static bar reversal long, right? Beautiful seller stair step. This is the response, and they've basically bought for the best part of 60 minutes. For the FDAX traders, they'll actually try and buy that for 3 hours. Right, so what we need to do is we come into the open, we need to check this 60-minute candle, because if it does something like that, you know categorically that any buying signal you can get your hands on, any buying signal is probably going to go really, really nicely to profit. So I have, guys, I'll put my hand up on that one. I've actually missed that 60-minute. I've actually missed that 60-minute trade. And it has gone a very, very, very long way. Very long way. I'm a little bit annoyed by that. Guys, I try and do my best. I try and do my best every day. I missed that, guys, as we came into the open today. So I missed that. So what I'm going to do is modify my checklist, guys, to make sure that I check the 60-minute chart coming into open. That is a little bit of a no-brainer for the FDAX traders, guys. I've actually missed that. Now, for those of you, guys, that have traded the NASDAQ short, guys, if you have traded the NASDAQ short because you don't mind the last 15 minutes, effectively, if you've gone short outside the range of the active candle, they've just come down and they've tinkered with your 10-tick target, right? They've tinkered with it. As in they've gone through it, they've paid it. Flip side being is if you're short on the delta, they haven't got there yet. It looks like the buyers are running out of steam, guys, on the S&P 500 as well. Guys, that is a very high Fibonacci extension. Very, very high extension. Because yeah, that's twice, guys. That's twice the FDAX 60-minute chart has actually stuck up on me this week. It's twice out of 2 trading days. So I'm going to modify my pre-trade checklist to make sure we check that in the last 5 minutes. I think that would be very, very, very important. Now, at this stage, guys, do not, go my humble opinion, best not take a trade in the last 5 minutes. So if you're in a trade now, that's okay. If you want to, again, we're not going to take a new trade. This European market, as we spoke about yesterday, about the response from the tariff was negative. Now the institutions are coming back going, well, at least we've got that solved. We don't need to worry about it. Both American markets, guys, have just gapped down. So we've literally just gapped down. We're not going to take a new trade on the NASDAQ short. Guys, all we are expecting at this point in time is if you are short on that delta, guys, we want it to move through. We want it to move through a 10-tick target. It would be very much my preference if it moves through the 10-tick target. Certainly just prior to the 60-minute charts closing, which is 4 minutes away. Yeah, so for the European-based traders, any buy signal we can get is valid. I've actually misread, guys. I've actually misread that 60-minute chart today, so that's my fault. We should be trying to pick up any possible long that we can, except for right now, because we're literally into the hourly turn. Okay, literally into the hourly turn. So for the hourly turn, guys, for the hourly turn trade, what we're going to do on NASDAQ. What we're going to do on NASDAQ. This is the all-time high. That's the highest that the NASDAQ was until we just push through a little bit further. If on the turn of the hour, guys, we hold above yesterday's high, guys, then we're looking for effectively a scalping buy, a very, very short range buy signal. Guys, if these sellers come down, which is I'm suggesting they're certainly going to try. If for the close of the 60-minute bar, we get back inside yesterday's high, guys, which is just here, and it's a valid 4-point turning bar, and we stay under the pivot, we may be looking for a short. At this stage, we're in uncharted territory on the NASDAQ. For the European-based traders, guys, we need a pivot. We need something. We need agreement from these European markets, which we don't yet have. Okay. Now I'm currently, guys, I've picked up a third, guys. I picked up a third trade, that 133 fib reversal that young MJ picked up, guys. I picked that up for 5 points. So I'm currently sitting at 925.95 US. Right. So I'm just a fraction under my US KPI for the day, which, as you guys know, is 1,000 US is good. Right, so I'm literally sitting at 925.95. And I do believe we're going to get another trade, guys. Any questions at all, guys, about anything that we've done so far? If you've got any questions at all, that would be brilliant, guys. For those, guys, for our little YouTube trial, that we've done today, guys, what the YouTubers will be doing, guys, they'll be joining us at this stage every Wednesday. Guys, they'll be joining us every Wednesday in the European Open. As one of the reasons we're doing that is if you've got anybody that you want to introduce to trading, guys, but they're being very shy and, oh my gosh, it's all too hard and you can say, you know what, go to this YouTube channel on a Wednesday and watch the European Open. So I'm gonna guys, I'm gonna have a crack at that. I'm not exactly technology focused, but I'm gonna have a crack at that, guys, over August, and we'll see, guys, we'll see what kind of response it gets. If we get a great response, awesome. If we get no response, and then guess what? we default back to trading. We set a KPI of $1,000 US a day, and we just keep doing the same thing. Mark, mate, I'm going to live stream the European Open live trading room on a Wednesday on YouTube. I've also put up some, you're not aware, but I've actually put up some trading psychology guidance on the website. I'm going to take you through all of this stuff on Wednesday in the hub meeting. So Thursday in the hub meeting. All right, so we've got 60 seconds. 60 seconds until the market turns. What I'm going to do with my YouTube, guys, is I'm just going to put the YouTube on hold. Okay, which I've just done. Because ironically, I don't know how to, in fact, you know what? We'll keep it going. I don't know how to stop the YouTube live now. Well, as I did put a caveat on it, all right, It's the first time I've ever done it. And again, I'll say thank you to my tech assistants for helping me on this one. Okay. Anybody that's short, guys, anybody that's short on the Delta V2 red, you've just gone through your 10-tick target. So well done. For the FDAX traders, guys, you've got a static bar reversal short. Okay, what you want is the buyers to push back through. You've got the buyers to push back through. Ultimately, what you're looking for is a short for the FDAX traders at 964. Okay, 964. Your first target, guys, with a PVI of 20, your first target is 5. Where's your first target is 5. For the S&P traders, what I'm looking for is, boom, baby, boom. Go on FDAX, off you go, please. If you guys are short, boom. All right, FDAX, if you're waiting for the turn of the hour, if you guys are short at 264, first target is 259. Second target is 254. I hope you got the boom. Oh, if you got that. All right, now, Have I got anybody short on the NASDAQ that is holding for longer range targets, guys? S&P, again, Greg, you know the drill. Young Beck knows the drill. Yeah, Andy, we love that one. All right. Anyone short on the FDAX, guys, turn of the hour, static bar reversal trade, mathematically perfect algorithm. All right. So if you guys are short at 64, first target is 59, second target is 54, third target is 49. So again, that's actually gone relatively well. For the experienced traders, you're going to try and hold that for 25 points, please. Okay, hold that. Oh, dearie me. NASDAQ traders and S&P 500 traders who are trading the turn of the hour trade, right? Some of you are short on the static bar reversal. Others are short outside the range of the active candle. Others are short on the delta. Now, if you're short on this one, guys, if you're short on this one, okay, I want you on the NASDAQ to try and hold for the junior traders up to around a 50 tick target, please. All right, so you're going for 10 and 20 or 10 and 30, 10 and 40, 10 and 50. Oh, Remy, plus 50. That's what we want to hear. Okay, FDAX traders, you're going for a 25-point target. To clarify, guys, you're short from 64 to 64. Actually, go for a 20-point target, guys. Sorry, 64 to 24, 64 to 24. That's a huge target on the FDAX. Now, if you want to be cheeky and go, guys, if you want to be cheeky and go for a little bit more, 244, guys, 244, an absolutely incredible target. If you're going to go for 25 points on the FDAX, that's 1,000 Aussie dollars to put into context. If you go for 1,000 Aussie dollars, you're going to have to push through a pivot. Guys, so you might be better off sort of coming short here to 244 and taking the full 20 points. 20 points is still 800 Aussie dollars a contract. Guys, it's not too bad. And that's going to get absolutely annihilated, that target of 244. Okay. Now, anyone that is short on the NASDAQ, guys, if you're short on the NASDAQ, you're either short on the delta, the climactic reversal outside the range of the active or the static bar. Worst case scenario, 10, 20, 30, 40. It's just gone shy of the 50 tick target, guys, for the SBR, but it's gone over the 50 tick target for the climactic reversal. All right, so that's how you guys got that. Hey, Jürgen. Okay. Okay, mate. Okay. Oh, well done, mate. Well done. Now, guys, I think, Jürgen, you're telling me that you've passed that. You want to pass the 50K. So we've got people passing 50K challenges. Okay, well done. Well done. That's a nice way to do it too. That's a nice way to do it. So again, guys, we're talking about 10 tick targets, 10 tick risk control points. So again, you've picked up a climactic reversal, the SBR. Guys, this 19 rated candle here, holy moly, that was basically the end of it. That was the end of it for the buyers on the NASDAQ. Now, as if we close above what was the all-time high, right? That green Fibonacci there. Let me just go and get rid of that Fibonacci. Okay, just here. Boom. Okay. If we close above yesterday's high, or we gap above yesterday's high, we are going to see buying returning back into the market again. Okay, we are going to see buying returning back into the market. I would love these guys to close underneath or stay underneath, which they've done. What would be really smart now, so anyone that's taken the climactic reversal for up to a 50 tick target, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's gone well over, well done. What we're now looking for, guys, is we're now looking for the NASDAQ traders and the S&P traders. We're now looking for a higher high. We want these guys to push back up here, get absolutely strangled. You could look at that minus 27 rated static bar reversal short there, guys. Right, at 587.50. For the FDAX traders, there's a scale in short, guys, that delta V2 at 254. So if the FDAX traders need another trade, guys, you're going to go short at 254. Your target is 249, right? Target is 249. What I'm always wanting to see, guys, is the buyers push up and then literally get annihilated to fill that sell order. Guys, it's a delta V2 short on FDAX. If you are going to go short, guys, at 254, Your first target is 249. Oh, come on, baby. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. You know you want to smack 249. Go on, off you go. Quick, quick, quick. Don't you do that. Come on. So 5449 goes. So it's a delta short. It's a delta V2 short. If it takes out your guys, if it takes out your ATM, that's okay. We'll wait for the buyers to push back in. Basically, I would love the buyers to get higher than where they've been before, and then we'll look for another short trade. All right, so if you took the if you took the FDAX short at 254, it's obviously gone 4 points. It's triggered your risk control. What we're now doing is we're now looking for the buyers to push back in, and we're looking for another trade. Okay, just let these buyers come back in. Let's let the buyers come back in on NASDAQ. We're not going to take that delta long on NASDAQ, guys. It's assuming a close over a pivot. So if these buyers, guys, if these buyers start exploring up here on the NASDAQ and get absolutely annihilated. Okay, let's just wait for the Fibonacci failure at this stage. Wait for the Fib failure. Hey, Beck, had a great session. Well done. No, that's awesome. If you've got any questions at all, if anyone's got any questions, please, please, please don't be shy. Please don't be shy. I did miss, guys. I did miss, and I'm quite happy to put my hand up on that. I did miss the 60-minute chart move on the FDAX today. That is my fault. Now, in saying that, I've picked up just under $1,000 US worth of profit, even though I misread the 60-minute chart. So what does it mean, guys and girls? Even if you misread the chart, you can still make a little bit of money, which is not too bad. Not too bad. Now, for the Nazi traders, the turn of the hour trade, guys, was by far the best trade. No question about that. I'm now waiting, guys, for the market to effectively reset. So we may see a reset. What do we like? Around about 7 minutes from now, guys, we might see a bit of a reset. If we do, guys, if we do get a big green candle closing on the NASDAQ and the S&P 500 yes, MJ, not now. So, mate, we're in the last 90 seconds. So we are targeting, guys, that red little short there, reinforced by that static bar reversal. So the fill on that one, or the desired entry price, guys, the desired entry price is 264. Now, we don't want that now. What we want is that candle to close where it is. We then want the buyers to push up, fail badly, fail very early, and then we want the short at 264. Again, we're going to watch the volatility. Now, guys, with the NASDAQ and S&P 500, all right, now the disconnect we've got today, which is actually making our day very difficult and very complex. Okay, but again, I trust we're getting on the right side of the market though, which is awesome. We've got the NASDAQ, guys, trying to navigate to the absolute all-time high. The S&P 500 is nowhere near it. It's nowhere near it. What does that ultimately mean? If we get a big efficient candle here on NASDAQ, guys, we're not going to go long. Guys, we're not going to go long. We're going to look for these guys to push back through to this exhaustion here, and then we're actually going to try and pick up a short. Now, what it's going to do, going to make my job a lot easier if it doesn't give us a valid long signal, okay, which it hasn't. So what we're looking for, guys, on NASDAQ, okay, we're looking for the buyers to push back up and reload the shorts, right? Reload the shorts. Now, if you're feeling particularly cheeky on the NASDAQ, guys, and you don't mind using a tight risk control point, that delta short, guys, that's only if you trade delta V2 short. You are looking for the short on the chart there, guys, that 300% fib extension. If you're going to retrade the delta short, guys, promise me you're going to use a 10-tick risk control point at which you're already at 9s. Now you're at 10s. So if you're going to re-enter any of these shorts, guys, you must use tight risk control and first targets, please. Okay, you must use tight targets. You must use tight risk control. The reason being, guys, is we don't have agreement between the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ that they definitely want to reverse yet. All right, now, again, For the FDAX traders, I really wanted to go higher than where we are. I wanted to short the market at 64 with a first target of 59. We've obviously gone through that already, so I didn't quite get what I wanted. I didn't quite get what I wanted on the FDAX. For the NASDAQ traders, again, if you grab the delta the first time through, you've gone through your 10-tick target. Now we're looking for the buyers to push up. Guys, ideally give us a higher high or a match high. Then we're looking to try and hit it again for a 10-tick target, or guys, a long range, like a 50-tick target with a 10-tick risk control point. Now, for those watching, guys, that means the moment the market moves 10 ticks in our favor, we move our stop loss to positive. So our risk to reward ratio is at that point in time, if with a 50-tick target, our risk to reward will be 50 times in our favor. We don't really have the volatility today to support that kind of long range target. So if we're going to move in a manner that is coherent with the market volatility, guys, you can literally just hit it for, just $50 trades over and over and over again. And for the NASI traders, guys, I'm looking for a higher high, looking for the buyers, so higher high above this candle. Guys, I want the buyers to push up. I want them to fail at Fibonacci. I want the buyers to go, you know what, we're done here. We're completely finished. Okay, so we'll just keep a very close eye on them. S&P does not agree, guys, does not agree with the NASDAQ buying back over its high again. If we do get a strong, efficient candle, guys, that closes outside the range of the previous candle, if we do get that on the NASDAQ, guys, if we do get that at the close of the candle, 2 minutes and 6 seconds away, we can't go short. Okay, we can't go short. FDAX, you are looking for a trade that is not in the last 90 seconds of the candle. So not in the last 90 seconds of the candle. What you're also looking for is you're looking for the buyers to buy the market, give us a higher high, and then we're looking to take that SBR reversal, guys, with an entry price of 264, first target 259. I haven't quite seen that yet, guys. Your volume on FDAX is not optimal. It's no doubt about that at all. Okay, this is not perfect volume, so we're going to get very selective about that trade. As a whisker higher high here, like even a smidge of higher high that gets belted, and you guys, it's only a 5-point target, right? So it's not a massive ask. No, it's not a 5-point target. It's not a massive ask. There is no question. So guys, as I said today, in my trading, I'm sitting at 925.95, 925, call that 925 US. So anything between 250 and 1,000 US, I'm happy, particularly on the days I'm moderating, because there's obviously more than one thing going on here. Okay, never got my higher high on NASDAQ. Guys, if that NASDAQ closes back under what was the all-time high, guys, which is right here, if we close back under that, we're going to see the short sellers come in. Remy met the KPI for the day, guys. So if everybody's met, or if you guys, I know we've had a negative trade on the FDAX, so we need to get some of the FDAX points back, guys. And now that's because I misread the 60-minute chart, guys. It's completely my fault. So we'll double check that tomorrow, guys, before we run the LTR. Double check that. NASDAQ, I don't have a higher high yet, guys. I don't have a higher high. So just going to let these buyers show. FDAX, I want a higher high. So even more important, guys, the FESX is gapped up. This FESX is gapped up to the high side. So we are going to see buying before we see selling. Guys, for the FDAX traders, let me get the right button here. There is going to be a 76 Fibonacci reversal. So again, guys, to trade the 76 Fibonacci reversal, we need the buyers to push through and get up into the stratosphere, guys, up around here. So up around here, they need to get up there, guys, and get absolutely walloped, like literally walloped. Volume is low, guys. Volume is low on FDAX. Okay, volume is low. So that means for those trading multiple contracts on FDAX, you're okay, guys. You're okay on 2 contracts. You probably can't go beyond 2 contracts at this stage. Again, guys, we're looking for the buyers to push up and get absolutely annihilated if we're going to short. If we get a V2, a red diamond delta short, guys, then that would be a permissible trade. FDAX, if you're a 76 fib reversal trader, you're looking for an order at 271. 271. Some of you don't mind trading, guys, off the 88.6. As I prefer a touch of the 88.6 and then an entry under the evil twins. I'm still looking for a higher high on NASDAQ, guys. I'm looking for a higher high on S&P. I'm watching the FDAX set up a second tier reversal to the downside. Let's see what's going on. So tomorrow, guys, what we'll do is we'll run the, so today is like the crash test on YouTube. so it's I'm not kidding, it's the crash test on YouTube today. If that goes okay, guys, I'll actually run the proper session tomorrow. So if you're on YouTube, guys, if you're watching what we're doing, we're actually going to run the proper session tomorrow. Today's a technology check. I'm actually pretty proud, guys, of how it's gone because it's actually working. So the goal is, guys, if you've got anybody interested, guys, anybody interested in the game of trading, then you can literally send them to YouTube, guys, on a Wednesday and say, well, why don't you come and watch the first hour or so of the actual live trading room and you decide for yourself whether you like it or not. I do like, honestly, guys, I love the transparency. It gives us, I'm sitting at just under $1,000 profit. So I'll try and do that again tomorrow. And we just keep rolling. Now, very soon, guys, I'll be doing that across 4 accounts. So four accounts. So $1,000 day is actually a lot more fun. It's a $4,000 day. I'm just getting the logistics in place for that at the moment, guys. So I'll be using a copy trading capability to do that, guys, and that'll actually be quite good fun. Just imagine that, $1,000 a day times 4 accounts. That adds up very quickly. Maybe my wife will let me get a fancy skateboard. It won't be a fancy car, but anyway, I'm not, guys. I'm not being rude. I'm not into fancy cars. I've actually got. I'm using the Apex copy trader. I'm using Apex copy trader because it's got some really good. We've got some really good feedback from the pro team that are using it. And to be honest, guys, to be honest with you, my skateboard is one of the best in the world. I'm just gonna put it out there to the world. So I did buy a very fancy skateboard for those that are into skateboarding. It's even got titanium bearings for those that for those that are into skateboarding. No, mate, that's the paid one. But I can actually use that software to copy to Apex, TTP, TTP in particular, guys. I can use that to copy to TTP, which would be amazing. So guys, at this stage, we've got our high on FDAX. We are 1 hour and 20 minutes into the session. Jeez. I get people laughing at me, guys, at the skate park when they, like I take the boys to the skate park and I put all my gear on. People are like, what are you doing with a helmet on? However, guys, it is a passion. It is really good fun. It's really good fun. And I get to skateboard with my boys. And Ivy is now skateboarding on her stomach, which is a sight to see. So again, skateboarding with the family on a weekend is bloody just fantastic. All right, at this stage, guys, what are we looking for? We've got 10 minutes to go. We're looking for a ratio-based climactic reversal short on FDAX with good volume. Okay, with good volume. For the NASI traders, we got a higher high, but we didn't get as high as what we wanted to pick up another reversal short. If we do get a nice strong candle, guys, closing underneath the all-time high, that was the all-time high, if we got two reversal bars, guys, one on the S&P, one on the NASDAQ, that would probably be our last trade, guys, for the day. Now, for those that are going to trade a little bit later on, guys, so the FDAX, that is a valid long if you can hold the risk. Guys, it's a Delta V2 long outside the range of a 13 rated candle. Okay, so again, that is a valid long, guys. There's no question about that. If you are a Delta V2 trader, your entry is literally written on the chart for you at 285. First target is 290. If you, oh, well done, MJ. I was hoping someone grabbed that one, guys. So again, what I want you to watch out for, guys, particularly those that are on YouTube, watch out for the strength rating underneath the candle, which is a mathematical algorithm. Watch for the delta, which is an even better mathematical algorithm. Guys, if it puts the black diamond on the chart and there's no brick wall in the way, just enter the market at 285, targets 290, and you're done. Yeah, well, I mean, that's great. I was hoping someone got it. For the NASI, guys, for the NASI for a little bit later on, because we are into uncharted territory, we've got a two-phase complex retracement back towards an upward trend. What I would suggest for the NASDAQ traders, yeah, what I made, that's fantastic. What I would suggest for the NASDAQ traders is if we do get a higher high, pushes through to these 76 fibs, which has just occurred, you guys are looking for very, very short range reversals. Now, what that means is I would personally go short with a large target, like a 30, 40, 50 tick target, but I would control my risk at around the 10 tick mark. Now, again, where that's going to fall apart is if we get a strong buying candle, like say a 4 or 5 rated candle long on the NASDAQ and the S&P 500 at the same time, as the NASDAQ is going to keep grinding to these levels, right? If we don't get that, it's not going to do it just yet. Yeah, MJ, very, very well done, mate. So you had a negative trade, but now you've basically clawed it back and you're positive. Mate, that's exactly what I do. If I have a negative trade, I go, you know what, boom, I got that wrong. That's okay. The market doesn't know I'm trading. It's nothing personal. I'll just wait for the next valid trade. And I literally just chip away until I get positive again, right? So a very, very massive well done. Now, guys, if you're going to be trading in the virtual LTR tonight, okay, so for those on YouTube, we run an LTR. It goes for around about 20 hours a day. If you're going to be in the virtual LTR tonight, guys, watch for the turn of the hour trades. Watch for that high impact. Watch for the... so what you're going to be looking for, guys, watch for the turn of the hour. So literally watch for Tokyo time, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. Guys, watch 11 o'clock. You've got red flag news. Tomorrow night, guys, Wednesday night and Thursday night, I'll be in the virtual LTR because the news is going to be incredible. Guys, a couple of US pre-markets, we've had some really good numbers in that virtual LTR, guys. So we'll continue to build that capability. For those on YouTube, it's basically a robot run LTR that tells you what to do, and it runs 20 hours a day. Some people have actually said the robot's better than me, guys. So eventually I'll probably be replaced by the robot. That's okay. I can focus. I can focus on trading. Oh, Diane, I hope the robot's not better than me. Otherwise, I'm cooked. I'll get sacked by the big boss. That's not very good. That's not very good. Now, guys, we're again the what have we got? What have we got? So for later on tonight, guys, if you get both strong, so if you're in the virtual LTR, you get 2 strong candles working in your favor on both US markets simultaneously. Guys, provided the risk is not too much, then absolutely brilliant to go long. Guys, if the NASDAQ closes back under this level, guys, back under the all-time high, if we do close underneath there with a nice, strong, efficient candle, we get an agreement from the S&P 500, then I would grab that short. We don't have that yet. Guys, and what you're basically looking for, if these guys want to keep buying, just wait for the reversal. If they want to start selling, that's great. We're going to try and jump on and run it down. I think the one, guys, to look for tonight would be 8 p.m., 9 p.m. So 8 p.m. and 9 p.m. Tokyo time. That's when these guys are going to get a wriggle on, if they get a wriggle on. Okay, literally coming into the US pre-market. That's when I think they're going to have a crack. But guys, if there's any questions at all, thank you for the ratings on YouTube, guys. I'm actually getting rated on YouTube. That's the first time I've ever done it. So tomorrow, guys, for the YouTubers, please don't be harsh. Tomorrow it will be a little bit more polished. There's a little bit more. Guys, I laugh at myself because when I grew up, we didn't even have YouTube, didn't even have phones. So we didn't have a YouTube, wasn't a thing. Okay. Now for the FDAX traders, again, that is a ratio-based static bar reversal short. Your volume is okay, guys. Your volume is okay. If you did need another FDAX trade, guys, you want the buyers to push up on the current candle as they currently are. You want them to get absolutely annihilated. Guys, you want these guys to get annihilated. If we do get annihilated, guys, which I would suggest is about to come, you would be looking for a sell at 279, right? 279 with a target of 274. The FDAX, guys, is off its 300 extension. Okay, the FDAX has set up a static bar reversal. But we've got a disagreement, guys, between the markets today. That's why the NASDAQ's been so hard to trade well. And that's, guys, the only reason we actually had a loss on the FDAX today is, again, these markets are effectively what we call charts in conflict. But the beauty of it, we've got all week, guys. If you are a little bit negative today, we've got all week to get it back. If you're positive today, absolutely brilliant, guys. I'm, as I said, guys, 925 US. Guys, I'll put out a YouTube short video shortly, guys, on the best trade of today. I would suggest the best trade of the day is the climactic reversal here on NASDAQ. Guys, so you've got a climactic reversal, you've got a static bar reversal. We spoke about entering outside the range of the active candle or trading the delta. Guys, then we got this 19 rated sell candle, which it'll smack the NASDAQ down 40 points, over 40 points, and that's what took us to target. Now, at this stage, guys, what have we got? We have 2 minutes to go on the candle. Andy, look, everybody's either learned something today or had a little bit of fun today or made some money today. Jürgen, today was not easy. Guys, I am expecting tomorrow to be a lot easier. Thursday, Friday, again, I do believe will be a lot easier. What I think we're also going to get, guys, as we go into the start of August, we're going to get a volume drop in the market a little bit further. It'll drop a little bit. As once we get about 12 to 14 days into August, the volume will start to ramp up again, and then we'll basically it's charged towards Christmas then. Guys, and I honestly think the reserve, the Federal Reserve in the US will do everything they can to avoid a Santa rally, because they don't want Donald Trump to look good leading into Christmas. But the economic figures coming out of the US are incredible. So I think we're going to get like the Santa rally to be very envious of, guys. I think it'll be an incredible rally. That's what I'm predicting. Now, at this stage, guys, we've got no... so the static bar reversal, guys, we want to get filled on the next candle. Your entry's at 279. We're in the last 90 seconds. It's got nowhere near filling us, guys, which basically means the NASDAQ and FDAX are in disagreement with each other, which makes it a little bit difficult. Okay, you've had a positive day, guys. As I said, I'm sitting at 925, so I'll go and get that up on YouTube in about the next half an hour or so. I know Bex had a good day, Keto's had a good day, Andy had a good day, Remy had a good day, MJ's had a good day after a little bit of a slap in the face, guys. I think we've done okay. Today's been really tough. So what we'll do, guys and girls, we'll come back tomorrow. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you're having some fun. Hope you've learned something, guys. I'll go and get all the YouTube video up. And guys, your trading psychology guide, everything is on the website, ready to rock and roll. Guys, so during the hub meeting on Thursday night, I'll give you all of the links to trading psychology guide, how to get funded guide. It's all coming onto the website for you guys now, which will keep you out of mischief. Perfect, guys. Have a great night. Have a great night. Hope you're amazing wherever you are in the world. And I'll see you tomorrow. Same time, guys. Same time. Ready to rock and roll. All right, I'll see you soon. Bye for now, guys. Bye, bye, bye.